Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Dan here. Ultimate Boston Red Sox collector page on Facebook and YouTube videos. Um, in a great mood today. Got a couple of items in the mail today that I broke down kind of into categories because I had a mixed Sport Lots order that I got today. I got another graded card, which kind of goes to two different spots, my graded PSA collection and my Red Sox collection, although I already have the card in the ungraded raw form. This one will actually go into my PSA collection. And then I had a few random Red Sox cards in the Sport Lots order, and then I picked two sets that I wanted to purchase. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go by sets when I buy from Sport Lots for two reasons. Because I want to try to complete team sets, or not team sets, but Hall of Fame sets. Using Trading Card Database allows you to separate the Hall of Famers in the set, so it gives you a nice, easy way to do a checklist, kind of foolproof. And also, I wanted to pick some of the iconic sets. It's also a lot faster entering them as well. You don't have to jump. If I buy 30 cards from 30 different sets, it's going to take me, 40 to 45 minutes to enter those cards. Maybe a little less than that, but that's probably about the average, depending on if they're base cards, insert cards, how long it takes me to find them. So for now, I'm going to change my strategy when buying. I'm not buying as much stuff on the Hall of Famers right now because I built myself a good base. I already have over 2,200 different cards, and that's not including any of my Red Sox cards that I'm going through right now. So that number is probably going to jump to around 3,000, honestly, by the time I pull out all my Wade Boggs, Pedro Martinez, Ted Williams, Kyle Yastrzemski, Bobby Doerr, Carlton Fisk, and then other guys that played for the Sox later in their career that were Hall of Famers as well. So that's a project of mine right now. I'm in the process, as I mentioned in last night's video. I got a table behind me where I'm starting to sort out my Red Sox duplicates with the intention at this point of selling them or trading them. Just don't need all that duplication around, and with my collection kind of growing out to other aspects, I want to try to build on those on a budget. And I figure if I can do some trading or selling to supplement that, good for me. So let's get to today's mail day. I'm going to start out with my Sport Lots order. Like I mentioned before, I decided to pick two sets that were kind of iconic sets when I was collecting in the heyday, so to speak, of collecting when I was a teenager and young adult. And then apparently before I started picking these, I was doing players and had just picked out a bunch of Edgar Martinez cards because he was a guy I didn't have a lot of, and he's a more recent Hall of Famer. And I also found a couple of Red Sox cards, the new 2020 Bowmans, and a Johnny Damon card from 2004 or 2005, a parallel card. So we'll start off. Again, these aren't very exciting, just some random Edgar Martinez cards. It's in 94 SP die cut. I believe that's 95 SP. UD3, I think that's from 98 or 99. OPG Premier Star Performers, 93. If you look at that upper right-hand corner, unfortunately, I'm really disappointed with the seller, and I'm going to let him know a lot of these cards had dinged corners, like severely dinged corners, because he didn't package them well in the envelope. An 89 John Smoltz Topps rookie. Again, I was very random on this. And a Randy Johnson. I believe this is excuse me. I believe this is an insert card. This is a late 90s. I'll predict. Looks like Victory. Excuse me. So I started out really hodgepodge on that order, and then I decided to pick out again two iconic sets. 90 Leaf. That was like one of the, after 89 Upper Deck was like the next high-end set. And I just went down through the seller's inventory and pulled out, all the cards that I could find for 18 cents. And Carlton Fisk, Barry Larkin, Craig Biggio, Bert Blyleven, Harold Baines, Gary Carter, the Hawk, Andre Dawson. That one's got a nasty cornered bend on that one. Eddie Murray with the Dodgers. Tim Rock Raines. That one's got an awful bend on the upper left corner. Alan Trammell. This was a checklist with Nolan Ryan on it. And then Edgar Martinez. Sorry, that's terrible. Edgar Martinez. Jack Morris. This one's got a awful corner ding as well. And Lee Smith. So these, as you can see by the names, are the kind of the lesser known lesser valued Hall of Famers. These were the 18 cents a piece cards. So I just tried to chisel away at the 90 leaf set. And I'll work my way backwards, getting Griffey and Thomas and some of the bigger names, Ripken, Ryan. I'll go back through and try to find another seller. You can find them, very affordable. You should be able to find those cards in the 25-cent range somewhere. All right, and then 93 SP was the next one I chose. I remember building this set when they came out. I actually had 2 Jeter rookies that I sold in the early 2000s. I think I got over $100 for one of them on eBay, and the other one I think I sold for about 40 or 50 because it had a dinged corner on it, like a lot of the 93 SPs did. I'm not going to go through every card. I'm not going to show every card, but I got Pudge Rodriguez, Barry Larkin, Dennis Eckersley, Ricky Henderson, Jack Morris, Tom Glavine, John Smoltz, Lee Smith, Mike Messina, Andre Dawson, Alan Trammell, and Tim Raines. So a lot of the same players as in the first batch. But again, I want to try to keep them when I buy from Sport Lots anyway, keep them in the same set. And I'm going to pick out different iconic sets and maybe high-end sets that I can get the cards relatively inexpensively. So I think that's going to be how I do that, and I'm going to try to get more Red Sox cards as I do that as well. And the Red Sox cards that were in that order, as I mentioned, it's a parallel of Johnny Damon. This is a 2004 Topps Total Silver. This is a set I'm very weak on. I think I only have one other card in this set. I found the Damon. I think he had it for a quarter. And then these are the 2 Red Sox representatives in the 2020 Bowman set, Xander Bogaerts and Mookie Betts. To my knowledge, I skimmed through the seller's listing. He had all the cards to my knowledge, and these were the only 2 Red Sox I could see. It's a 100-card set. I went to the LCS. They've reopened today. I had been there a few times to do curbside pickup for some supplies, but I was in there today using up my gift card that my wife got me for my birthday. I needed a bunch of ball cubes and some 15-count cases for my relics, and I was looking to see, they had a bunch of Bowman behind the counter, and they had the Bowman First Edition, and it was $700 for a box. I'm like, what in the world is in this? I didn't see any of the regular Bowman, so I'm going to imagine that the regular Bowman is not going for that high, but this said First Edition on the box. I have not been keeping up with anything that's come out recently new, because honestly, I usually buy Topps and I buy Heritage. That's about all I ever buy. If I'm at Walmart, I might pick up some blaster packs or boxes or something, but especially after last year, after I pulled a Juan Soto card out of a jumbo pack at Walmart, and I traded it for 3 unbelievable cards, probably about $400 worth of cards I got for that Soto. And, after Soto's, great season last year in the World Series, I'm sure that card is, to the owner, is worth whatever he gave me, but do that trade again in a heartbeat. So that's what I got from Sport Lots today. And again, I will contact the seller because he also didn't have 2 cards on my list that he did not have. I got to make sure he gave me credit for those. And I'm going to ask for further credit because of the damage to these cards are really disappointing. Usually my Sport Lots sellers are really good about protecting stuff. This was in a small bubble envelope, and it was in there pretty tight. I actually thought it was another graded card. Did not realize it was from Sport Lots until I opened it. So I'll be reaching out to him. I just, I'm not a jerk, but I also I want what I pay for. And when you advertise them as near mint, which every single one was, I don't expect 6 or 7 of the cards to have severe corner dings in the cards. So I'm going to take some pictures and send them, and hopefully he'll do the right thing and refund some of my money back. And I may not use that seller again, to be honest with you. I think he's the same one that I had gotten other cards in the past that weren't really in the best condition. I think he's probably had these cards since they were issued. You can tell by some of the sleeves that the cards are in. They're the older style sleeves, and they feel like they're very dusty. So, there's plenty of other people to buy from, and I'll be looking at not using that particular seller again. Anyway, my PSA card that I added, again, it's a dual purpose card for myself. It's a Red Sox player and a Red Sox card, but it's also a PSA card. So it's a 1981 Fleer Carlton Fisk in a mint 9, premier edition of Fleer, or the resurrection, I should say, of Fleer. Fleer was issuing cards back in 1959. They requested the Ted Williams set, and then they issued great sets in 60, 61, and then they came out with a current player set in 63, and then had that hiatus. In the 70s, they actually made some cards, stickers, and different very oddball cards, but never a mainstream set. But 81 was their mainstream return. This is a nice card of Carlton Fisk. PSA 9 mint. So another one for the stack. Happy to have that one. Always love to get any cards of Pudge. And mint 9 is going to make a nice addition. It's my first Fisk graded card, so another one off the list for Hall of Famers. So that's what I have for today. I'm up to 55 subscribers. Thank you so much, everybody. Feel like my page is all of a sudden on the map. I've had a couple other fellow Red Sox collectors and fans who have subscribed, so I'm going to try to get their addresses and maybe send some cards out to them. I've also got a couple of care packages still floating out there. Hopefully the recipients have gotten those and have gotten a chance to look through them and open them. If not, hopefully they'll open them up on air and I'll get to see them in their videos. So anybody who's subscribing to my page, I'm trying to go back. If I haven't already subscribed to yours, I'm trying to go back and hit you with a sub as well, because I do appreciate the support. And I'm going to continue to make videos. I try to make them every day if I can, if I'm feeling good and if I've got time. Now that the summer is here, I may be doing them more at night, but I had a few minutes of downtime this afternoon, so I figured I'd jump on and get one done. So thanks again to everybody. Hope everybody is staying safe, and we will catch you tomorrow. Take care, everybody.